Hi everyone, I'm Barbod Masumi, and here is another episode of Debate Board, which we have a special guest. His name is AJ. They call him AJ. Mr. MJ is the best broker of all UAE, and he might be the best one in the whole Middle East.
Thank you, thanks a lot. I'm very flattered. Amazing introduction.
And he has sold 4.5 billion dirham worth of properties. It's unimaginable. It's crazy, too much. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine how much that money would be. And it's he's a self-made. He's been in Lebanon. And please introduce yourself. Make my
So I'm like an entrepreneur that came to Dubai October 2014. No plans at all. I came here to have a quick visit for 5 days, a little bag, and $1,000 maybe in my pocket, which I spent after 3 days on partying in Dubai. Didn't imagine alcohol was so expensive in here. Back home we used to party all night with $100, and now in here I just spend everything. Yeah. Long story short, I just fell in love with the city. And I made sure that I'm not living in here. Like since I stepped on Sheikh Zayed Road, I felt the glory of the city, how beautiful, how clean, how neat it was. And I'm like, there's something about this place. Even though 2014 was not the great years of real estate or any economy, it wasn't that good at all. But yeah, I just felt like I want to stay, applied for real estate, kept pushing my way through. And 3-4 years later, I started doing crazy sales. I founded multiple companies in here, 6 companies, and
that's great.
Real estate academy, real estate course, real estate book, and we're multiplying it from there.
I'm going to read your book for sure.
Thank you.
I'm going to read it for sure. So, through all the connections which you got through real estate, which career is the most profitable one? Which client is the richest one?
So the one I can think about are always related either to banking, oil and gas, tech, and also real estate. Like those 4, they always have the mega money that they are liquid and they want to reinvest it. So yeah, those are the main 4 ones.
That's great. So most of them have bank accounts and are depositing?
Yeah, definitely. Like most of them, they have bank accounts internationally. And now what we love about the city is the facilitation for anyone to come to Dubai to get their own company. Like you can have a running business here in 3 days. Yeah. Then you can have your bank account, you can start doing your invoicing, getting money transferred from your home country, whatever that is, getting it into Dubai, and from Dubai you can start purchasing the properties. I don't know, like there is so many ways of payment in here. You have check payment, you have bank transfers, you have online payments. Even recently we started having developers having their own wallet accepting direct crypto payment. So I think like in here, as long as you have the intent to be purchasing a property, the rest is history. And it is the only country in the world where they have the facility that buying a property is like buying a chocolate or a pack of cigarettes, You just need to present your passport copy. They will send you a reservation form, you will sign it. They will send you again an online link payment where you can swipe your card or enter it manually, and you can pay 40,000 dirhams, $10,000. Congratulations, you just got yourself a property. After that, you sign a reservation form, which will be signed and stamped from the 2 parties, and then they will ship you by courier the sales purchase agreement, whatever that is. You will sign it, do a bank transfer of the 5% or 10%, and ta-da, you have a property. It's that easy.
Yeah, it's super easy. I know. I tried it.
And you know what's really funny? Like when I start now it's like for me it's standard. But when I started, I was just seeing these people investing millions of dollars on just idea. Like basically, the developer just gets a plot, do some renderings, do brochures, do floor plans, do payment plan, send it out to clients, and there was literally nothing, just sand, and people were sending millions of dollars. And then after 2-3 years, you see this building coming to life or that community, and you were like, that's so beautiful. Like from 2014 till now, I've seen Blue Waters coming, Blue Waters Island, which is one of the most beautiful islands in the country. I'll show you my phone. I took pictures for it in 2015 where there was only like those white pillars for the wheel. It was just, there was nothing. I've seen the beachfront coming to life, the side of Dubai Marina. I have seen Dubai Hills Estate, where literally there was nothing, and now is also one of the most green, beautiful communities. Arabian Ranches, 1, 2, 3, Mira, Nashama, Mudun. Like all of the time, we were selling these as ideas, and they all came to life, and that's something so beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful to experience all that. So we kind of have the same background. If you came from Lebanon, I came from Iran. And,
Neighbors.
Yeah, neighbors with the same kind of conditions.
Yeah.
Tough. Life is tough. Have you seen
I think we're worse than you. You guys have only one regime. We have 15 regimes. That's the problem.
regimes?
You don't know
Lebanon
who
is
to
also
follow.
under sanctions?
There is a huge portion of it which is under sanctions.
Do you have
Yeah.
Visa card, MasterCard?
We don't have a banking system. Our
don't have
banking
a
system
banking
is frozen. People, all of their bank account is only digits. They will give you an allowance of $100 per month. You can come pick it up. It's the country where it has the most poor millionaires in the world. Like in your bank digits, you have 2, 3, 5 million, $10 million, but actually you can withdraw $100 every month. That's your limit.
Oh, so they run a big Ponzi scheme in the country.
Yes.
Okay. So we are not that bad.
No.
Thanks God.
Yeah.
Iranian people. Appreciate your life. So if you came from that kind of background, from Lebanon, and you said like, but something is really amazing that you said that you lived in Lebanon since 29, and you were here in 2014. It means that you're like 37.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you don't look 37.
Thank you. I'm very flattered. Thank you. I need this kind of comments.
No, you don't
Turning
look
38 in a couple of weeks, so I'm just like.
Okay, where is the birthday party?
Definitely will invite you.
That's nice. So for a person who is living, I know the situation in, I know situation in Iran is really bad after the protests, like banking system having the same conditions, limits, withdrawal limits, and crazy inflation. I think we passed Venezuela somehow. And for a person, like many of the audience which are going to watch this video are from Iran, and many of them might be from Lebanon. So as a person who started in that kind of situation, and what motivated you to become this big as the first?
Hungry, man. I was hungry. I was starving. I didn't even have options. I didn't have no one to lean on. I didn't have any options. It was a survival mode. It was like, I'm taking you now, throwing you in the jungle and telling you live, that you don't know anything. This is exactly how I felt when I came in here. Everything was so weird. So when I came here, that collapse didn't happen in Lebanon yet. The collapse happened in 2019, the banking system where it really fell. But when I was living in Lebanon, I was living this very boring routine life where it was, I'm just like going partying every night until 4, 5 a.m., coming back home, sleeping, waking up at 4, 5 p.m., just doing the same boring, repetitive. So I felt life wasn't really, it was boring, it was meaningless. Money was not an issue for me. Like I used to do lots of trading back then. Trading not like the stocks or the crypto, but trading like, for example, I used to fly to Turkey, buy clothes, ship it to Lebanon, sell it in Lebanon. I always hustled my way. Since I was even in schools, I always made money. Money was not an issue, but I felt that my life was useless. It was only, I was indulged into this lifestyle where it's filled of booze, drugs, girls, you know what I mean? Like, and it was a cycle. Like, it's not like I did it for a year or two. I did it almost for, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years. So I reached a point where I was really feeling like I'm losing it in life and there must be something bigger. But unfortunately, that's the cycle over there. That you work all week, you make money, you go spend it in the weekend, get fully drunk out of your face, and then repeat. So I'm like, you know what, there must be something else. So when I came in here, I felt the glory. I felt like this city is so big. I'm literally nothing. If I was even thinking I'm a don, when you come to Dubai, it's so big, it humbles the hell out of you. You're just like, chill, you're no
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So then I'm like, I must stay in here. But again, I didn't have the money to survive. I was coming here just for like a visit. So I pushed myself a lot to do it. I reached a point, I remember, where I had nothing in my pocket except an iPhone 5C. It was the plastic one, the first one. I sold it for $80, 300 dirhams, $80. And then I'm like, okay, I have to divide this to survive a month until I make money. So I made it as a 10 dirhams daily budget. For whoever doesn't know dirhams, this is like $2.7. So I'm like, 5 dirhams I will use for the public transportation, which was the metro. Another 5 dirhams to buy Almaya cheese sandwich. I don't know if you know these sandwiches. Almaya supermarket, they has a cheese sandwich for 5 dirhams into two like clubhouse. So one for noon and one for the evening. That was it. Nothing else. Like I couldn't pass it. So yeah, life wasn't easy.
So what was the first business you were trying to do to
It was
get your next 300?
I just wanted to rent any property to make
And
commission.
you
So I,
started at the directly through real estate.
yeah, immediately. Like even if so, I landed on Thursday. I applied to real estate companies on Friday. Saturday they were calling me. Sunday I was doing interviews. Immediately it was real estate. Like when you look at these towers, these buildings, you can smell the money is in real estate. Like no doubt. So yeah, it was really rough. I was telling you, people weren't nice to me at all. I felt like life was teaching me a lesson where, you know, in order for me to reach a viewing at 5 p.m., I needed to leave the office at 3 p.m. because I need to walk 7 kilometers, get the metro to reach that destination. So some people never even bothered to show up or even to call me or text me, say sorry we're not coming. Some people I call them, I'm like, I'm in the flat, like how long you take? And they were like, who's this? I'm like, you low life, man. Like, do you even know the effort I put to come here? You didn't even save my number.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like life was...
Did any one of them block you for no reason?
I had everything. I cannot remember. But what I can tell you, life wasn't smiling at me those days.
Yeah.
It was like maybe in a way, it was God's way molding me to become tough, to become a different. Maybe because I was spoiled living back home with my family, with my mom, preparing everything for me. And this was the transition from me from becoming a man, moving from a child, a kid, to a man. So that was it. And then I remember on the 26th day, I closed the rental with another agency where I had the commission split into 4 and I made from it like $600. And brother, trust me, that $600 for me was like a $6 million. I can buy chicken, I can buy meat, I can even use a taxi. I don't have to be in the metro all the time. Yeah, that was my first breakthrough. And then I just put a project in my mind, kept pushing on it, got rejected for 4 months until I got it on an exclusive basis. And that's how was the start, like the proper start.
That's amazing. Do you still feel the same? Same hunger?
Yeah, of course. But now it's different. Like now I don't have to worry about the bills. I don't have to worry about all of this stuff. Now my hunger is an internal battle that I have it between me and myself. How far can I go? Because if you tell me 8 years ago, like after 8 years, you're gonna be having 6 companies in Dubai, so many services, so many real estate, so many cars, so many employees, I'm gonna say you're drunk or you're mentally sick. There's something wrong with you. Now I had all of this done. I'm like, okay, this happened. Why not 10x it? Why not 100x it? How far can you go? What can you do? But the only thing that I still have it with me from those days is the feeling that when I really wanted help or guidance, there was no one around. So now, while I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm making sure I'm uplifting with me as many as possible. Whether I'm inspiring them, whether I'm giving them educational content, whether they look at a picture of mine and they were like, okay, if this guy can make it, I should make it too. Whatever that is, I'm uplifting as many as possible. And I do believe that the growth of human being is not by how much you accumulate in life, but how many lives you change. What are the impact that you are doing in this life?
it's about the effect that you have on other people's life.
Exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But I have a question. Like we had it in the previous debate. It's about helping. Do you believe in helping?
Absolutely.
Like for example, someone has some money problem, then you give them money to solve
This is
it?
not helping.
What is helping?
This is making them in a worse situation, getting them used to ask someone for money. That's how you fix your problem. Helping is teaching people how to make money. Is sitting with this human being and understanding their concept, why they're not working. Like today, God forbid, if I meet someone who's handicapped or has any physical issues that is not able to do any work, this is helping by giving them out, because they have a case. But if I have a very perfect, normal human being that has nothing wrong in him except the fact that he's a lazy person, this is not helping. Helping him, I put him in the right way. I tell them, do 1, 2, 3. You can make, today it's so easy to make money with all of the planet being connected through Instagram or Google or whatever it is. Like you can make money like that. If you cannot make money today, come on, man.
It's your problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. So imagine the day in which you got the $600 and you felt like something is different.
Wow.
It was great.
Wow.
But imagine like 2 weeks before someone randomly helped you $600. What would you feel? Would you come this far?
No, of course not, because I will always thought that whenever stuff will go hard, God will throw something in front of me, like a person for this person to help me.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't want that to help. I wanted to be hungry, because let me tell you something. In order for any human being to change their life, they have to hit rock bottom. If you don't hit rock bottom, there is no way you're changing. As long as there is any aid or help coming to you from family, friend, or whatever, you will never change. You have to feel like, fuck, did I put myself in this situation? You know what? I deserve it. I've been partying all of my life. I've been spending my money all of my life. And today I am here, not because it's my country's fault or my parents or anyone's fault. It's only my fault. And either I'm going to be a man enough to change, or I'm going to stay a loser. Same loser I am now.
What do you feel about losers when you watch them? Do you feel hate?
Not really. I don't even watch them. To be very honest, bro, I don't even look at anyone. I'm just focused on my grass only. How to make it greener.
On a day-to-day basis, you see them.
But I don't even bother talking to them, because everyone has a different concept. Like most of the people are not making something of themselves, because now it's becoming the main idea in life. Like you can only make it if you're lucky, or you can only make it if you are working in something haram. But they don't have it in their mind that no, you can actually making by doing the right thing, by being persistent, by showing up every day no matter how you feel, by putting down all of the effort, eventually it's gonna come to you. And I'm not talking about my story. You know how many success stories I've seen in this city? Like there is people, when I saw them, I'm like, the odds are not in their favor at all.
Yeah.
And they smashed it. And I'm like, wow, man. Like, seriously, wow. You know how many single moms, I've seen them running around, carrying a kid, doing all of this stuff and still showing up and still closing deals. And now they are multimillionaires. And they never said, no, I cannot make it. Or, oh, God, or I need to go find myself a man who will support me. And no, I've seen success stories. I'm telling you, I've seen hundreds. Even the guys that they took my course, I have over 30 stories. I was so inspired, so humbled. Like recently, on New Year's Eve, I had COVID.
Really?
Yeah, that was my second year in a row. I have COVID on New Year. So I got a random video from some guy. I opened it, guy from Italy. And he was like, listen, man, I've seen all of your videos. I love them. I bought your book. I love the book. Seriously changed my life. I'll be in Dubai after 10 days. I'm like, okay, best of luck. You know what I mean? 10 days later, he sent me a video. He's in a car. He's on Sheikh Zayed Road. I'm going to make interviews. He didn't ask me for anything. He's just telling me, thank you for inspiring. Months later, the guy is doing sales in millions. And I'm like, wow. Like, he got the courage to leave his country, his comfort zone, his friends, his memories, his everything, left it just because he saw a stranger, which is me, putting down videos and books and courses and saying, if I can make it, anyone can make it. So these guys inspire me. These are the real deal. While others are living in here, born in here, seeing all of this glory all of their life, but they have their comfort by asking mommy and daddy or my big brother or younger sister or whatever for money. That's why they will never make it. You have to hit rock bottom to know what kind of person you are. Either you'll flourish or that's it, you will fold.
Yeah. You need to put yourself in the toughest situation, no plan B. Nothing, just
Survival
make
mode.
it or die.
Just survival mode. Eat,
Yeah.
sleep, that's it.
That's the only way. I think anyone can make it if he, but it depends. Like many people give up. Many people give up. They don't have this warrior spirit inside them.
It's not about the warrior spirit. I think the surrounding plays a major role. If you're surrounded by 4 losers, life will be okay. Like, put yourself next to millionaires, see how you change. Still remember back in 2017. Actually, let me tell you the story. So when I came in here, again, I didn't know anyone, I didn't know anything. After 6-7 months, I managed to rent my first studio, very tiny studio, 300 square feet. Rented my first Hyundai Accent car, which was for me maybe a Lambo. I'm leaving the metro, I have my own car, I can put music, you know what I mean? It was different.
I feel it.
Everyone I met, mainly they were Lebanese. And Lebanese mentality, we are born party animals. Like, we are born like that. Like, that's how most of the people are, you know? So they were all taking personal loans, credit cards, maximizing everything, calling me every week, hey, come with us to Bali, come with us to Thailand, come there. Like, no, I can't. I don't want to borrow anything. I don't have anything. I barely can afford this house and this car. Back then, I was living on 2,500 dirhams a month. That was my allowance between the house and the car, the food. So it was basic. So I immersed myself in reading. Reading for me was traveling. Reading books. And they kept partying. And after a year and a half, they were all minus 300, 400,000. That they needed 7 years to pay it back, to go back to zero. While I didn't do all of this party and stuff, but at least I was in level 1 or 2. I wasn't minus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't leave that surrounding to be affecting me. When they were telling me, we're doing this rave for 5-6 days, you know, taking, I don't know what, to stay high. I didn't care. I'm like, no, I'm too old for that life. I want to make something out of my life. So I didn't let the surrounding come into me, and I passed them in these stages. I kept seeing them from time to time, but they weren't my daily hangout. And then I got to meet millionaires' friends. And for me, millionaires back then were like gods. Yeah. Descended from the skies, something like wow. Because in our minds, we were not trained that this is possible for us to do, unless if we are lucky or we're doing haram. So when I was sitting down with these millionaires, I found out something. Their conversation was different. They talked about 2 stuff. Either events or business ideas that they wanted to transform into money. If I bring any regular human to sit over there, they will say, these guys are only obsessed in their money. They have no life. But I started understanding them. And bit by bit, I started giving them ideas that were valuable. And they were like, okay, and we made the money. And when I became one of them, I felt that they are too small. I should start hanging around with billionaires.
Yeah.
And that for me was like the super eye, you know, like I changed all of my mentality. Even investments, like the millionaires, they will come buy 2-3 units. Billionaires, they don't work like that. They're like, how much can I leverage? How much I can scale? Instead of me putting 1 million to buy 2 properties, how about I use it to buy 20 properties and leverage the money? And when I started understanding how they make money, I'm like, this shit is so easy. But unfortunately, we're not taught like this. We were just taught that you need to go to school, finish it in good grades, then go to university, finish it in good grades, just meet any girl, you know, love come later, get married, start working, and when you will have the baby, God will send the rizq, the blessing with the baby. Which I'm not saying no, but I think God also sends the bills with the baby. There's the diapers, there's the food, there's the schools, there's all of this shit. And then when the man cannot keep up, his wife will start tearing him apart by telling him, you're not man enough. And when he's gonna hearing he's not man enough, what he's gonna do? He's gonna go take a credit card. And that's the game over. He will never make money for the rest of his life. Between paying the credit card, paying the school, paying his house installment, paying this and that, he will live miserable until he's 65 to retire. What kind of a shit life is that? It's depressing.
It is. But do you believe that if those life didn't exist for many people around the world, this life wouldn't exist for you?
I think me never understanding that life pushed me to this life. So for example, I have double degrees in university and I've always been doing very well, even though I didn't study much, but I always picked up stuff. But most of the time in university, I used to be kicked out. And everyone was like, oh man, you're just wasting your time in university. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time. But if you're bringing me a professor who's teaching me about business, and he's looking like a homeless, and he's dragging himself out of bed just to come give me this 1 hour, and he has zero vibes, how the fuck I'm going to listen to this guy? He needs someone to teach him how to make money. So why would I listen to him? I was never inspired by them. You know what I mean? Even though I was always kicked out from, but I always showed up for the exams, did my exams and passed it. But I've never saw someone that inspired me to become like them. Seriously, the people who inspired me to become someone big were random people I saw on YouTube. That they were the actual proof, like this is what they were making. And I didn't care what was their academic background or what they have studied. I cared about what they are making. And they were talking sense. And they were showing actual success. And I followed it, and I made it in my own style. I expected it, and it worked for me. So this is what I was telling you, like the cycle of life, it's broken. It has to change. Like
Yeah, it has to change.
It cannot continue the way it's continuing.
I kind of think it's the right cycle. It's exactly the right cycle. Because to imagine if everyone had the same opportunity to have a millionaire being his professor and understanding how the money works, imagine the amount of competition you would have.
It's better. Competition is healthy. I'm working with 62,000 brokers in Dubai. When I started working, we were 5,000 brokers.
Yeah.
And with 62,000 brokers. And
Yeah,
let me tell you something, it's even better. Because from the 62,000, maybe there is 61,000 that they have no idea what they're doing. They're just glory chasers. They came in because they heard this guy is making millions. This girl made millions. They don't know what they're doing. So when we are meeting people that they had that experience with that agent, they will look at us and go like, where have you been, man? Thank God I found you. Manage my portfolio. So it's a push for us more than it's a downfall. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
competition is healthy.
Yeah, competition is healthy, but money is mostly backed by labor. And the amount of free time and the free money that you have, that you can enjoy your life, it means that someone else on the planet is doing the labor.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but if the universities are not designed in a way to make people to work that hard and get stuck like slaves with the credit cards,
yeah, 100%.
the world wouldn't be nice for people who...
The 1% you're talking about, that they're enjoying.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nice for them. So it is a perfect system. But you have the chance to change it.
I mean, yeah, anyone can get out of it, to be very honest. And I changed it without any guidance. I always felt that there's something wrong in this system, it's not right. Even, I think all of our parents, even though that we love them to death, they have learned everything that they know from their parents, which were a generation from the World War, right? And for back then, for them, it was just about how to survive, have a decent life without anything. We need to change. We need all of us to unlearn what our parents tried to teach us and just upgrade your system. Everything is upgraded. If you don't upgrade your phone, your iOS every 3-4 months, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Life is changing so quick, and you need to adapt to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Exactly.
feeling like, yeah, I have a nice salary and thank God I don't need anything, I'm content. Now you don't need anything, but God forbid if one of your parents gets sick and you need money to put them into hospital, and you will not find that money, and you will not find one friend to support you for this, you're gonna feel terrible. You're not gonna feel like you're a man, you're gonna feel like you're a loser.
That's great. When you were talking, you started to talk about like you started to see YouTubers and people who are actually making it in real life.
Yeah.
And you said you consider them successful. What is success to you?
Successful is living life on their own term. Like how beautiful it is for you to wake up in the morning, super peaceful, and saying, thank you God, you gave me another day to be seeing this beautiful world. And you don't have to wake up and run to the shower and go to the office. You can make the day you want. If you feel, you can go make meditation, you can go make yoga. If you want to go to work, the fact that you
Freedom.
have the liberty to do
Liberty.
whatever you want with whoever you want, that's beautiful, bro.
That's beautiful.
That
Yeah.
that peace, it's beautiful. So this for me is success, is the financial freedom, having that freedom to spend time with your family, a loved one, or trying to chase a dream, or trying to chase an objective or a goal, doesn't matter. The fact that you own everything in you, you're not a slave to a job, for me that's the ultimate form of success. There's no higher success than this.
There is no higher success than this. We'll come back to this one because I have a lot of things to talk about. But the next question I wanted to ask between your conversation, if you wanted to redesign universities, how would you do it?
I
Because
think
like, losers are teaching people.
I think what we need to do, there is no way that you can cut off the medical part of it, because today if you want to become a doctor, you still have to do whatever you need to do. Now maybe you can use, I don't know, AI, or you can use whatever to enhance it and advance it. Not saying anything to it, but people need to know how to manage finances. People need to get knowledgeable about money. Ask most of the people, what is money? They were like, they don't know even what's money. If you don't know what's money, how are you supposed to get money?
Yeah, they're
Who
avoiding
makes
it on
money?
purpose.
Where does it come from?
No, the
Who
government.
prints the money? You know,
Yeah,
what's the
it's-
market cap for money? Nothing.
Yeah,
No one knows
nothing.
anything.
No one
So
knows it.
people need to have that financial education. It must be taught in school. It must be taught in university. It must be taught
There are
everywhere.
universities like for rich people in Switzerland. They are teaching only money management and few things you actually need in life.
Yeah.
But for the most of the people out there, they are not doing it. They are not doing it on purpose.
And the fees and the tuition that you pay, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Like today in the States, like people still take student loan to get this degree, that they will not even take a job, that they will be under debt until what, they are 32 or 35.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
So yeah, it's what I'm telling you, like they're still gonna be under debt until 32 or 35, and once they're gonna finish the student loan, they get into house mortgage, another 30 years of a loan, and they will become 65 to get their retirement, and they're into what, a 401k program. Like, what is this, man?
That's poverty.
Like I
That's
cannot
like food
even
chain.
comprehend
It's okay.
it. Like I cannot even comprehend. How would someone live such a life? Why would you work 6 days a week so you can celebrate one day? Like you're working 6 days to make money to spend it on that Sunday? Or if you're lucky enough, you work 5 days a week to make that money to spend it on Saturday, Sunday. And one time per year, you get that annual leave of 14, 15 days, where you go travel, see a different country, and you tell all of your friends and circle for the next year, how was your trip? Why don't you have a trip every week? Why not every month? Why not travel 6 times a year? Why not even work remotely? Like now you can learn anything you want from YouTube, just like by doing your research and filtering down the options and getting the proper content. You cannot imagine how many courses and free content even there are out there, that if you really make the effort to watch it, you can get education. But people decide to spend their time watching Netflix series or spend their time seeing others people videos and just commenting, oh, scammer, or your car is rented, or whatever that shit is. That the same time that you're spending on hate, spend it on self-development and become better than this person that you're hating on. It's the perspective, bro. Like it's the perspective. It's everything. It's from the food you eat, from how you spend. Your diet is your surrounding, not only your food. What you talk about with your friends, what you do. If his life is only about going to 9 at work, leaving at 6 just to go to a bar to have a pint, to reach home by 10 and just have a pizza or a burger and pass out on your couch, definitely. There's no growth over there. Come on, let's be very real.
Yeah, that's not life. That's not life. You're right.
Just the perspective.
Yeah, yeah. What's your definition of man?
Of
Like
men.
Yeah, the people who are like doing the hate on the social media, doing nothing, being lazy, sticking to their bad environment, and just complaining.
Yeah, those are kids. They are not men. Those are just like immature kids that they have no objective in life, unfortunately. And today, all of this hate that they're throwing on you or on anyone, it has nothing personal to do with you. They hate their own life.
Yeah.
Like
They're
for
sad.
example, sometimes I see a video of someone and I don't agree with what they're saying. I just swipe. Like, why would I even pause, go, click on comment and start typing a paragraph, whatever, and put for what? Just like scroll it, man. Like,
No, don't scroll it. Do it. We will have more engagement.
yeah. That's what I'm telling you. So I think these guys, unfortunately, they are in a very sad position in life.
It's on them.
Yeah.
They deserve it. They deserve it. I used to be in Iran. I used to stay in the taxis with we have something like Uber. We call it the Snap in Iran,
Okay.
and it's not good as good as Uber. And I remember I didn't have good condition, like money condition, and Snap is super cheap in Iran. It's like bus, super cheap. And I was sitting with I would see a lot of old men driving the cars, like 60-year-old, 50-year-old, 55 years old, and I would talk with them. Every one of them had a friend which got successful because he did bad things and he was lucky. Every one of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Said the same thing.
Yeah.
And when I was listening to them deeply, at first I would feel bad for them. Oh my God, this guy is 65, he has kids, he's still driving. It's so but at the end, when I started to talk with 20, 30 of them, seeing the same complaints, then I thought they deserve it. They deserve it fully, what they have in life. And that's on them. So they have to enjoy it, the life they created for themselves.
Tell you what, men tend to go to the midlife crisis. And midlife crisis is not just by cheating on your wife and going wild. Midlife crisis is like when this kind of awakening hits you. Comes from God, comes from universe, whatever you want to call it. Problem, few people say screw it. I've been working in a corporate job for 20 years. I feel miserable. I want to do my own. Most of them, whenever they want to change, they have all of that surrounding pulling them down. Who are you to do it? You think you're gonna make it? You're just gonna waste your time. You're gonna lose your family. You're gonna lose your kids. You're gonna end up to be you're no one. Only lucky people will make it. So when they hit him with this much negativity, men usually, or that person usually tend to be scared and said, you know what? They're right. That's okay. That's what life gave me. This is the cards I've been dealt. Let me continue the way
Didn't you
it
have
is.
the same things?
I had worse.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have a saying. We have a saying back home. It says that life is a very long road that you have to walk it. Now, when you are walking it, you will always have dogs left and right barking at you. If you're gonna stop on every dog that barks to pick up a stone and to throw it on that dog, you will never reach your destination.
That was nice.
So, I've been having dogs barking since I was born.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I'm full isolated. I have my headset on. I see my road. I see my goal. I'm going there. Now, these guys in here, they are just to prove that I'm making something great.
Yeah.
Or else they wouldn't even
If they
bother.
don't exist, it means that you're doing it wrong.
So for me, this is like a confirmation that keep doing what you're doing. Down even in my circle, even in my real estate industries, I'm sure as many supporters, fans, call them whatever you want, I have haters. But when I'm killing myself to keep pushing for more and doing more, it's not for the ones who support me. It's just for the haters.
Yeah.
To tell them, go screw yourself. The more you're hating, this is fuel to my fire, and I'm gonna keep burning you with my success until they become a fan.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay,
Yes.
now it's enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way I see it. I mean, like, greatest men on earth never satisfied people. Like, who are we to satisfy people? So just like do what you need to do, as long as you are sleeping every night with clear conscience and you know that today I did my best for myself, for my family, and I helped also people around me, there's no better satisfaction than that.
Yeah. Exactly. I love my haters. They are like fuel for doing what we want to do.
I mean, if you're not hated, you're no one. Let's say it the way it is. If you're not hated, you're no one.
Yeah,
That's
for
it.
sure. You've
That's
done
it.
nothing to be hated.
Yeah.
Even if you made a mistake, you didn't even make a mistake. You did nothing. That's great. So, what's your thoughts on Andrew Tate?
I like him, man. I like this guy. He speaks what's on his mind, you know. He doesn't have a filter. Now, I'm very fortunate that I got to see what happened to him, because in some stages in my life, I was really pointing finger at that system. And then I'm like, okay, if they destroyed Kanye in 5 minutes, they did this to Andrew as well. Who am I for not vanish me? So I'm like, you know what? Instead of me pointing finger at that system, let me work around it. Let me position myself in a way where I can maximize my income from it. You know what I mean? And just live peacefully instead of me starting a war on a system that has been there for hundreds of years.
Yeah. You don't try to change the
Yeah,
system
like
or fight
you
with the
can't.
system.
Like the corruption has been there from a very long time. Unfortunately, that's the system. And this system will leave you alone as long as you're not pointing fingers at them. So yeah, since the incident happened with Kanye and then followed by Andrew, I'm just like, what's the point, man, of fighting? Anyway, unfortunately, people tend to be next to you, surrounded by you when you are really on top. And I was really disappointed when Andrew got arrested, and I started seeing all of these comments like, yeah, he should be in jail, he's a rapist, he's this and that, and all of that guys that they were next to him and just trying to boost him with these comments kind of vanished.
Yeah.
Like the only guys who kept fighting for him, it was what? His cousin and his friend, what's his name? The guy who owns the gym. Tam Khan. Yeah, that's the only guy who really kept saying, no, he's innocent. The truth will show this and that, and he stood by him until the last minute. But rest of that, all of that circle and surrounding vanished. I was even going into Twitter spaces to listen to people what they're saying, and I wasn't surprised. I knew like this is the kind of humans, like they are like that. Today, if you're up, everyone is applauding with you. Once you fall, they were like, yeah, you deserve it. So I'm like, what's the point?
We worship power.
But what about him as a human? I like him. He speaks the truth. I like the fact that he's someone who's promoting to at least go to gym, because nowadays the guys I am seeing, they just want to order everything. They don't even want to walk. They don't want to do anything. So yeah, I find them as a very interesting character, and I hope that they're gonna keep him alive. No one will assassinate him anytime soon, because he really went very loud, and the guy has influence. He can
he has crazy influence now.
Yeah.
Crazy. He can do anything now. Anything.
He's been saying that in life you get three strikes. So the first one, they will cancel you. Second one, they will try to frame you. And third one, it's a good night. So he got his 2 strikes. So that's why I'm telling you, like, I really hope he just takes it easy. It's not even worth it to do that war. As much as I like you, I'm telling you, don't do that war. All of these guys who are following you will unfold very easy. Just live your life, live it in happiness. Whether he's married or not, he has a family or not, just maximize life, because anyway, life is too short to living life and fighting a system. You know that from your country. I know it from my country. It's so stupid to be born and live all of your life fighting and then die without having a purpose. So just be happy, man. Live life.
Yeah, I think if he acts smart enough, he needs to be part of the system. He needs to run for something like a president or something like that.
Even, listen, I tell you something. When you go big in life, like once you hit this $100 million, you have to follow someone. You have to belong somewhere. Do you think like these governments, they will let you just like, who the hell is this guy who has 100 million? The guy with 100 million can start his own party, can have his own militia. So definitely it's like, come, are you Republican? Are you Democrat? Are you this? Are you that? Like, who does he belong to? He has to follow an agenda. He has to start putting money to be funding a campaign for someone. They will not let him just be free. So this is why I'm telling you, you reach that point by Andrew, just like, stay peaceful, man. Leave them alone. Like, they've been like that. They've been killing each other for hundreds of years. It's a system that is being there for 500 years. With all the respect to you, no matter how big you are, they can make you vanish while you're sleeping. No one will even hear about you again. So just leave them. Hopefully now the judge, I don't know, he's been on home arrest now, and they're just renewing it for him. So hopefully he gets free to live his life. But if he's gonna go again to tackle them, I think it's gonna be the end.
Yeah, exactly. He will. But what's your prediction? Is he going to give up, or he's going to push more?
Listen, I think he reached a point in his life where he made the money, he made the impact. I don't know about his childhood, but following to what podcast I've been listening to when he was talking, when he was in his 20s with his brother Christian, and they used to go to the behind the KFC just to try to pull up the leftovers of the chicken and the box, and they were so poor back then. And to reach where they reached in life, there's something really glorious. And down the line, there is something very scary, which is the human ego. If you know how to manage it, you will always be floating and happy. Once you let the ego gets to your mind by telling you, you are the greatest out there, and you can be a god, this will be your downfall.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a feeling that he has reached this point. That he thinks of himself
As a god.
as a god. Now, if this incident of the jail grounded him back, and he knows that he's fighting a beast that he can never win, it's okay, he will live happy. But if he's gonna come back to be fighting them and saying, this time I'm coming back stronger, they will wipe him out. Guarantee, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. He can't compete with them. But he will be inside in many young people's mind.
I don't think so. That's the problem of humans. They tend to forget. I mean, like, think about it. Like, one of the biggest basketball players. And I still see him as a role model. And not only on court, off court, because I used to follow all of his podcast interviews. Kobe Bryant. Who's talking about him now?
Vanished.
Who talk about him after 3 months? No one. Look at everything is happening in our society, man. People are just like now, monkey see, monkey do. Balenciaga incident happened. All of the influencers went all over, cutting the shoes, cutting the shirts, cut off Balenciaga. Seeing people wearing it. It's still all of the shops and the malls.
Yeah, it's even more famous now.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing happened.
Free marketing.
But it was a trend.
Yeah, it was a trend.
Yeah.
A lot of people now know about Balenciaga.
That's what I'm telling you. Like every week we have something happening online where people just keep posting and okay. For example, Russian war. Russian war. Like if you didn't post something about it, people used to attack you. You're supporting Russians, shame on you. You're supporting Putin, you're supporting this and that. Now everyone is uploading. They forgot about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. Like every week we have an incident happening, which will be the new trend, the hashtag on social media. And between you and me, I do have a feeling like this is all coming on purpose to let everyone be really focusing on this stupid shit. And I'm not talking about the Russian war, but I mean about multiple events happening where no one is really focusing on this crazy shift happening in the humanity where machines are about to take our lives. And now we're seeing this mega growth of the AI, and what we know about AI, this is what they have released to us, which is 10%. There is AI in military, which is the scariest part. There is AI now trying to code itself, and when this will happen, this is like a Terminator. It's like the movie. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like what did Cardi B do, or who broke up with who, or what happened with Johnny Depp. And I mean, like they're giving us so much shit to focus on. Well, there is a different direction in life. I read the book called COVID-19, The Great Reset. If you haven't read it, please read it.
Probably I will.
Please read it. Because if what's in the book is 20% correct, we're heading somewhere not pleasant. Let me keep it this way. Yeah, so unfortunately, social media, the way that we are dealing with it, instead of us getting educated from it and following the right people, they're just throwing to us events, meaningless, where life is really shifting.
And that's happening. AI will take over the world, and whoever doesn't have access over the, not this AI which is accessible to all of us, the main one, will be out of business. Done. We will be monkeys to them.
I don't know, for me I'm okay, you know.
Try, do this, do this, and do this. Yeah. Do it. Okay, then do it and do it. Then try to do it fast.
I don't think I'm gonna keep up with it.
Oh bro, you're doing it. That's our limit in comparison to AI. Yeah. We don't know what future is going to be in front of us and how we're going to manage it. But one thing that I know is I need to make as much as money I can and hold it somewhere safe. Wait.
Just like go buy yourself a piece of plot, you know,
Yeah.
make sure you have proper fencing in it, a house, get some animals, a horse, chickens, do like a little farm. And actually this is my dream. Yeah. And I'm working towards it because I think that I need to be isolated. Because it's about time, maybe in a couple of years, just to step aside, live the rest of your life happily, peaceful, without all of this nonsense.
Yeah.
Because
you will probably achieve it. You are a go-getter. You will achieve anything in life.
I really hope so.
Yeah, you will. I'm pretty sure. Thank you for all the knowledge you shared. And it's supposed to be a debate, but I agreed with everything. Yeah, it's hard to disagree, bro. Can we change the channel? Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming. Wait for the next episode. Thank you for sharing all this knowledge.
Thank you for having me.
It was super nice. I learned a lot of things from it, and I'm going to implement it in my own life, and probably I'm going to read your book and the COVID, the World Reset, for sure. Or at least I'm going to watch the summary. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.